You sit down to work, you've got the time, you've got the intention, and within 3 minutes, your mind is somewhere else entirely. Maybe you're thinking about what to eat. Maybe you're checking your phone for the 7th time. And you tell yourself, I just need to focus better. But here's the thing, this isn't a focus problem. It's an untrained brain problem. See, we spend hours training our bodies. We go to the gym, we track our steps, we obsess over our diet. But almost nobody spends a single minute training the most powerful tool they own: their brain. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you a simple, science-backed framework to start doing exactly that. 5 pillars. All free. And you can start tonight. So make sure you watch to the end, because I'm giving you the exact order to implement these. Here's an uncomfortable truth. Most people treat their brain like a rental car. They just drive it hard and assume someone else will take care of it. We eat badly, sleep badly, scroll for hours, and call it rest. And then we wonder why focused thinking feels so heavy. The reason is that your brain's default mode is not performance, it's survival. Left to its own devices, it will always seek the path of least resistance. Easy dopamine. Low-effort stimulation. Anything but hard thinking, and here's why this matters more right now than ever before. AI is getting better every month. The tasks that used to require a smart human, writing reports, crunching data, summarizing information, are being automated away, one by one. What's left? Your depth, your judgment, your ability to synthesize information in ways that are uniquely human. The kind of thinking that can't be copy-pasted into a chatbot. BrainMaxxing isn't a hack. It's a training program. And it starts with understanding what you're actually working with. Your brain is not fixed. That's the most important thing to understand. There's a concept in neuroscience called neuroplasticity. It means the brain literally rewires itself based on what you repeatedly do, think, and experience. Every habit, good or bad, is physically reshaping your neural architecture, which means if you've spent years giving your brain junk inputs, you've been training it for distraction. The good news? You can retrain it. BrainMaxxing is the deliberate practice of optimizing your brain through 5 proven pillars: sleep, movement, nutrition, learning, and dopamine hygiene. No supplements required. No expensive protocols. These are the fundamentals, and like most fundamentals, they work because they're real. You wouldn't walk into a gym once a month and expect to get stronger. The brain is no different. Let's start with the biggest one: sleep. Most people think sleep is just rest. It's not. Sleep is when your brain does its most important work. During deep sleep, what scientists call NREM, your brain consolidates the memories from your day. It moves information from short-term storage into long-term memory. During REM sleep, it makes creative connections between ideas you didn't even know were related. There's also a system called the glymphatic system. While you sleep, it literally flushes waste products out of your brain, including proteins linked to cognitive decline. Think of it as your brain's cleaning service. Cut your sleep short, and the cleaners never finish. Studies show that consistently sleeping 6 hours or less produces cognitive deficits equivalent to 2 nights of total sleep deprivation. And here is the scary part: people in those studies thought they were fine. Simple things you can do tonight. Set a consistent bedtime. Keep your room cool and dark. No screens for 30 minutes before bed. You cannot out-supplement bad sleep. Now movement. Exercise is not just good for your body. It is quite literally fertilizer for your brain. When you do aerobic exercise, your body produces a protein called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. BDNF stimulates the growth of new neurons, particularly in the hippocampus, the part of the brain responsible for memory and learning. 20 to 30 minutes of moderate cardio, 3 or 4 times a week, measurably improves focus, memory, and processing speed. Within weeks, not months. And the best part? It doesn't matter what you do. Walk, run, cycle, swim. The effect is real regardless of intensity. Just move. Pillar 3. Nutrition. Here's a simple frame. Your brain is 60% fat and runs on glucose. Fuel quality matters. The 3 things that make the biggest difference: omega-3 fatty acids found in oily fish, walnuts, and flax seeds, which support neuron structure and reduce inflammation. Hydration, even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2%, measurably impairs memory and concentration. And stable blood sugar, avoiding the spikes and crashes that come from processed food, which create brain fog as surely as bad sleep does. This isn't about perfection. One genuinely good meal a day will do more for your brain than a month of perfect eating followed by 3 weeks of junk. Consistency beats intensity every time. One last thing on nutrition. Your brain uses about 20% of your body's total energy, despite being only 2% of your body weight. It is metabolically expensive. What you eat shows up in how you think faster than most people realize. Now learning. And this is where most people are doing it completely wrong. Passive reading or watching something and feeling like you're absorbing it is one of the biggest lies in education. When you're comfortable, you feel like you're learning. But your brain only grows when you make it retrieve. This is called active recall. Instead of rereading your notes, you close the book and write down everything you remember. That act of retrieval is the mental workout. The struggle is the stimulus. Pair that with spaced repetition, revisiting material at growing intervals, and retention jumps from around 34% to over 80%. The practical version? After this video, pause. Write down 3 things you remember. That's it. That's the habit. The 5th pillar is one most people have completely backwards. Dopamine. Most people think of it as the pleasure chemical, the reward you get from something enjoyable. But that's not really what it is. Dopamine is the drive chemical. It's what makes you want to pursue a goal. It's the engine of motivation, focus, and effort. And here's the problem. When you constantly overstimulate your dopamine system through scrolling, notifications, junk food, constant entertainment, you blunt its sensitivity. The receptors downgrade. And suddenly, hard work, which has a low and slow dopamine payoff, feels almost impossible. You're not lazy. Your brain's reward system is fried from too much cheap stimulation. The fix isn't a dopamine detox, it's just protecting low stimulation windows. The first 30 minutes of your day, no phone, no social media, no news. Let your dopamine system wake up before you hit it with something cheap. One 90-minute deep work block per day with notifications off. That's it. You don't need perfect discipline. You just need to stop competing with yourself. Boredom is not the enemy. Boredom is where motivation regenerates. Here's the thing about these 5 pillars. They're not 5 separate habits. They're a system, and systems compound. Better sleep improves your focus. Better focus makes learning more effective. Better learning builds confidence. More confidence supports consistency. And consistency is what creates transformation. After 30 days of genuinely working these 5 pillars, here's what changes. Your thinking gets sharper, your memory gets stickier, your energy becomes more stable, and ideas start connecting in ways they didn't before. This isn't a promise. It's what happens when you treat your brain like the trainable system it actually is, instead of assuming your limitations are fixed. The people who genuinely commit to this, who show up consistently, even imperfectly, don't just think more clearly. They feel more like themselves, more present, more capable, more like someone who is building rather than drifting. But the real shift isn't cognitive, it's about identity. You stop being a passive passenger in your own mind. You become someone who actively builds their brain the way you'd build any other skill. Here's your challenge. Pick one pillar. Just one. I recommend sleep because it costs nothing, takes 0 extra time, and affects every other pillar. Start tonight. Train the brain.